Ladies, we have toe sucking. We have body shots, and we have lap dances all in the teaser. And I'm like, what are we getting ourselves into?
Nothing good. I gotta leave the country.
That's the same question that we asked ourselves.
I have to go.
Honestly, what you probably saw is 10 times like what
better.
You're gonna get. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna get worse.
Crazier.
It's gonna get crazier. Yeah. Why is this a must-watch this summer?
It's not. Like, don't watch it.
No, it is. It's such a must-watch.
It's definitely a watch.
Listen, there's like maybe the new world record of jaw-dropping moments on Perfect Match because there were no rules. Nobody had any rules for themselves. It was free for all.
I don't know. If you see my face on there, like, no, you didn't. Like, that's not me. That's someone else. I don't know her.
You're like, that is not me.
No.
All I can say about this season, because I watched season 1 and I was in season 2.
Okay.
This season, child, it is messy. It is flavorful. Well, it's colorful. It's flavorful, and it's just messy. So make sure you grab you a snack, some wine, tequila, whatever you prefer, and just get ready for a wild ass ride.
You always have like a whole monologue. It's
She's been rehearsed and ready to go.
I love it.
You are shaking your head. You were like, please, for the love of God, make this stop.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just being silly.
I know.
No, I think the show served its purpose. It's probably very entertaining, to say the least.
It's very entertaining. It must be a lot different than Love is Blind, though, right?
Dramatically, yes.
Yeah.
Tremendously.
Micah, you feel the same?
Yeah, like there's no rules in this show, and Love is Blind was very, very structured. This was like, get in there.
There were no
Just get in there and do your thing.
Do your best.
You don't know that.
You couldn't take a body shot off the wall.
Hey, you don't know what we're doing there. Those are some long nights.
You got creative.
Coming from a game of strategy and a show where you don't trust anybody, then going into a villa where you're supposed to fall in love and be vulnerable and trust people. First and foremost, y'all know I got trust issues. So I was really out of my comfort zone and out of my element being on Perfect Match. But, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
You did your thing, you did.
I think I did my thing.
We agree,
Yeah, we didn't have any guidelines, right? Like, at least for myself, maybe Tolu, you could agree as well. It was just kind of like, forget the cameras, act how you would in a normal dating scene, and see how things go,
Real life things.
I was a little more guarded because I'm not, I don't typically date in the spotlight, so this was the first time. And it's a lot of pressure when you're dating in front of the cameras and also knowing that it's going to be out there afterwards. So it's definitely different with the circle or a game show where you're just like, you have a purpose and you know what you're going for the game, where when you're dating, you just never know what's going to happen.
Right. And we've seen both of you guys date on a show before.
Yeah.
What made you want to do this and give love another shot on another TV show?
Well, my experience on Love is Blind, although I didn't have like the outcome that I intended to have, it was beautiful. I loved my experience there. That was the first time in my life I've ever been as vulnerable as I was. Like, it was just amazing. Like, if I could do that dating model in real life every day, like, I would. So I was like, why wouldn't I? I felt like I owed it to myself. I feel like I laid it all out there, and why not do it again and hope for a better outcome?
Micah?
That's like all beautiful. For me, I was like, one thing about me, I'm going to pull up. And I'm going to pull up, I'm going to try to find a man, and I'm going to cry. That's what I'm going to do.
Micah's going to cry. Micah's going to take a nap, and she's going to cry.
And that's what you did.
And then I'm going to take a nap, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
Checked.
Yeah.
She pulled up and parked.
Yeah.
That's what Micah did.
Yeah.
I pulled up and parked.
And cried in the driveway.
Now, always going into this, hoping to find a husband, hoping to find a boyfriend. Like, what? Because, Love is Blind, you're like, we're going to get engaged, we're going to get married. What were you guys thinking going in?
I went into Perfect Match like, I am going to create a power couple. Like, I am going to go in there, I'm going to find my man, he's going to match my energy, and we're going to make a Netflix power couple.
Oh my God.
Weird because we all kind of like know of each other, but not all of us know each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like having expectations would just lead to quicker disappointments. Honestly, we had to keep a very open, am I lying though?
True.
Not quicker.
We had to keep a very open mind. You know?
And were you guys, did you approve of the men that showed up? Did you? Okay, because I will say,
Can we
I
not
interviewed
call them men?
Okay,
Boys?
boys.
The boys.
Because I have to
The
be honest with you
boys.
guys. I interviewed them earlier, and I'm like, I couldn't handle this.
Imagine us when we walked in, like we got
Imagine
Twala, maybe a little bit
I don't
more
know.
build,
I feel
something?
like there has to be, like, I think Harry must have been doing something when I wasn't in the room than when I was, because, like, the conversations he and I were having in private were very mature, very, like, marriage-minded. So, like, I don't know.
And then he's running around the house putting ice cream in people's mouths and carrying.
Oh, no, I
that wasn't
no,
ice
I
cream,
was
that
there.
mayo.
Oh, sorry, mayo.
He had a
was
weird
mayo.
thing with mayo.
It was
No,
mayo.
he's obsessed with, he loves
God, I
mayo
can't-
on anything, yeah.
Can't do that.
That was so bad.
And you know, speaking of Harry, what was it about Harry then? Because we have seen kind of a different side of him, and then you got a different side of him on the show. So what was it about him?
I think I do believe that people can change, and I think that I was just thinking, you know, after he's done everything twice, surely when he's saying he wants to be married and settle down and become a father, like, that makes sense. If I were him, I would too. There's nothing left for him to do. So, you know, he's essentially like a veteran in the reality TV space, and I was so novice. Like, my show wasn't even out yet, so there was a lot I was not comfortable with. I was so out of my element, and he and I would just have like the best private conversations, and he would be like, just stay fixated on me and what I'm telling you and not the chaos going on around us. So he was like my comfort zone. And so at that point, I didn't really have any reason to not take what he was telling me at face value.
You guys all are giving love another shot on a reality show again, and you have some baggage coming along with you. Harry, why did you want to do this?
That's a great question. No, I think before doing the show, I was in a pretty dark place, like mentally. I just came off like 13 months sober. I was going through a bit of a rough breakup, and I was kind of like, you know, I need to try something different, kind of shake the mold a little bit. And this opportunity came up, and I was super grateful for it to get the call and have an opportunity to meet someone in the same industry, and you know, hope to find a little bit of love.
Okay. Now, did you do anything different from your last time to now Perfect Match?
Honestly, I don't really think so. I just stay true to myself in most that I do. Doing the first show, being involved in an environment that was not accessible to the outside world made me very emotional. I think going into this more seasoned, I was not as overwhelmed and taken aback by the actual process of it. So I got to be more relaxed to myself. But no, I just try and stay true to who I am in all of these.
Which is a great thing to do. Now, you did mention the most loved and most hated and all Netflix people showed up. Did you have anyone that you were really hoping that would show up?
Not necessarily. I mean, I didn't really watch too much reality TV until.
I think he's calling you out. I think that was a call out.
You know, I love blondes. I love blondes. So I think, like, yeah, probably Micah was probably the only one. You know, but yeah, you're right. But other than that, I wouldn't say, only because I was familiar with watching Love Is Blind. But other than that, not too much.
Okay, what about you, Kaz?
Thanks for that.
Because now that you called him
Thank you,
out,
Kaz.
let's call you out.
Yeah. I don't really watch too much on the reality side of things. So I kind of just went in sort of open-minded. My type is quite varied, so yeah, I was just seeing what was laid out on the table and hoping for a lovely buffet.
A lovely buffet. Okay.
Apparently, that's what I said. So yeah, we'll stick with that
We're
theme.
all hoping for a lovely buffet. Is that the right term?
I think so.
I couldn't have said it better.
Of course not. You were toe sucking.
Listen.
He did get a buffet, yeah.
Yeah. I got my mouth full for sure.
Oh my God. Okay, I do want to ask though, Harry, because in the trailer you said you were going to lead more with your heart and not.
With my sausage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I tried, but the sausage he takes over sometimes, you know? I don't have enough, blood in my brain sometimes, so I just let him just, steer the ship.
Did any of you guys lead with love? Yeah?
No. They're lying.
I think it has a little bit to do with everything. You know, he might let that one do a little more than that, but in general, you have to take both sides of it. You can, to me, there has to be some sort of attraction in general and some sort of sexual desire for the next level to hit.
I would imagine this was a different experience, completely different than Love Is Blind, as he was just saying. You know, it was really based on looks.
Yeah.
How did you handle that?
It was cool to not talk to somebody behind a wall, but obviously it's a little bit more intimidating, especially when they're all hot. So, we're being honest. But yeah, it was a lot different. I came in, with my heart, and probably should have came in more with and balance it out. You know? Being honest, it's a very strategic thing. I came in here looking for a wife, and that's not going to happen on this show.
Okay, so no one, did you guys think you were going to come in for a wife or just like a good time?
No, I think there's an element of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you're going on a dating show. You're hopeful.
Yeah.
Like, you're praying that maybe you find a wife. But it's also a dating show. So you got to be a little bit realistic.